Have you ever loved someone who doesn't even know you exist yet? Let that sit for 3 seconds. Not someone from your past, not someone you lost, not someone who broke your heart and walked away, but someone who hasn't arrived yet, someone whose name you don't know, someone whose face you haven't seen, someone whose laugh you've never heard in a quiet room at midnight, and yet you already miss her. You already feel the weight of her absence. You already find yourself staring at the empty passenger seat in your car, wondering what she would say, what song she would pick, whether she'd fight you over the volume or just rest her head on the window and smile. Is that crazy? Maybe. But I don't think I'm alone in this room tonight. Because if you're honest, truly, vulnerably, uncomfortably honest, some of you know exactly what I'm talking about. You've been waiting quietly, patiently, sometimes not so patiently. And tonight, I want to speak directly to her, my future wife, wherever she is, whatever she's going through. This is for you. Let me be transparent with you first. I am not a perfect man standing here with everything figured out. I am not someone who has life in a beautiful, organized box with a ribbon on top. I am someone who has had nights where the silence felt so loud that I had to turn the TV on just to feel less alone. I am someone who has made mistakes, some I'm not proud of, some that taught me everything I needed to learn, and some that I'm still unpacking even today. I have had moments of doubt, moments where I wondered if love was even real anymore. Not the love you see in movies, the perfect lighting, the swelling music, the right words at the right moment, but real love. The kind that shows up on Tuesday mornings when nothing is glamorous. The kind that stays when things get complicated. The kind that chooses again and again, even when choosing is hard. I've watched relationships around me fall apart. I've seen people who seemed perfect together slowly become strangers. I've seen people who promised forever hand back the ring before the ink on the marriage certificate was even dry. And there were moments, I'll be honest, there were moments when I told myself, maybe it's safer to just stop wanting this. Maybe it's safer to lower the expectation. Maybe it's better to just not hope, because hope, when it breaks, doesn't break clean. It shatters. And the pieces are small and sharp and they stay with you for a long time. But then something always pulled me back. A conversation that went deeper than it should have. A moment where someone understood me without me finishing the sentence. A quiet Sunday morning where I caught myself thinking, I wish someone was here to share this coffee with. And I realized, I don't want to stop hoping. I don't want to become someone who has protected himself so completely that there's no room left for something real to walk in. So here I am, still hoping, still believing, talking to a woman I haven't met yet, future wife. Wherever you are tonight, I want you to know some things, not promises I'm making in the heat of emotion, not romantic lines I rehearsed in front of a mirror. Truth, real, grounded, honest truth. First, I want you to know that I see you, even before I've seen you. I know you've had hard days. I know that life hasn't always been gentle with you. I know there have been people who made you feel like you were too much, too emotional, too ambitious, too complicated, too soft, too loud, or not enough of whatever they wanted you to be. And I know that somewhere along the way, those voices got inside your head, and some days you still hear them. You still question whether someone will ever truly choose you, not for who they want you to become, but for exactly who you already are right now in this incomplete, still growing, beautifully imperfect version of yourself. I want you to know I will choose that version, every version, the version that has it all together and the version that falls apart at 2 a.m., the version that's laughing so hard she can't breathe and the version that's crying without even knowing why. I'm not coming to save you. You don't need saving. I'm coming to stand beside you. Second, I want you to know that I'm not going to be easy every day either. This is important because too many people sell love as a fairy tale, and then when real life shows up, they feel cheated. I'm going to have bad days, days when I'm quiet for reasons I can't explain, days when I'm frustrated about something that has nothing to do with you, but because you're the closest person, you'll feel it anyway, days when I say the wrong thing, days when I forget the right thing. I'm going to need patience. I'm going to need you to not give up on me in those moments. And in exchange, I promise I will always come back to you. I will always look for you after the storm. I will always reach across the distance I created and say, I'm sorry, let's try again. Because that's what I believe love actually is. Not the absence of conflict, but the commitment to return. Third, I want you to know I've been preparing for you, even without knowing it. Every lesson I've learned from a broken friendship, that's for you. Every time I chose to do the harder right thing instead of the easier wrong one, that was me becoming someone worth trusting. Every book I read, every quiet night I sat with my own thoughts instead of running from them, every moment I chose growth over comfort. That was me building something, building myself into someone who can actually love you the way you deserve. Because I believe that's what this waiting season is for, not punishment, preparation. Now, let me talk about something uncomfortable, because I told you I would be honest, and this is the part of the speech that I almost didn't write. There is a fear I carry, a fear that keeps me up some nights, not the fear of being alone forever. I've made peace with solitude enough to not be afraid of it anymore. The fear is different. The fear is that she'll give up before we find each other. That somewhere, right now, there is a woman who was made for the life we could build together, and she's exhausted. She's been disappointed one too many times. She gave her heart out and watched it get handled carelessly. She's been through situations that made her put walls up, not because she wanted to, but because she had to in order to survive. And I'm afraid that by the time fate finally navigates us into the same room, the same moment, the same conversation, she'll have already decided, already concluded, already told herself, I'm done trying, it's not worth it anymore. And she'll look at me and see someone nice, someone decent maybe, but she won't let herself believe it because she's been fooled before by someone who seemed decent. She won't let the wall down, she won't take the risk, and we'll both walk away from the greatest love story we never got to live. That is my fear. And I'm naming it here out loud because I think it deserves to be named. So if there's any part of this universe that works, any invisible thread connecting the words I'm speaking right now to the heart of the person they're meant for. Future wife, please hear this. Don't leave before I get there. I know you're tired. I know the hope has been heavy. I know that every time you let yourself want this, something came along and made you feel foolish for wanting it. But please, hold on a little longer. Not for me, not yet. You don't even know me yet. Hold on for yourself. Hold on because you deserve to experience a love that makes all the waiting make sense. Hold on because the version of you that gave up, that closed down, that stopped believing, she deserves better than a life where she never found out what was waiting on the other side of one more try. You have survived things that would have broken other people. You have rebuilt yourself more than once. You are stronger than you know, and you are closer than you feel. Please don't leave the story before the chapter that changes everything. I'm a man who believes in commitment, and I believe you can commit to a person before you know their name. You can commit to the intention of who you're going to be when they arrive. So here, publicly, genuinely, with full awareness of what I'm saying, these are the promises I'm making to my future wife today. I promise to see you, really see you, not just your highlight reel, not just your best days and your best angles, but the full picture. Your complexity, your contradictions, your fears, your fire. I promise to look at all of it and choose to stay. I promise to listen, not to respond, not to fix, not to minimize, to actually listen, to sit in your experience with you, to honor what you're feeling without immediately trying to make it smaller. I promise to grow. I am not a finished product, but I promise to never stop working on myself, to never use comfort as an excuse to stay stagnant, to keep becoming someone worth loving. I promise to fight for us, not with you. When hard seasons come, and they will, I promise that my commitment will be to the relationship, not to winning the argument. I promise that we will figure it out together, or we will figure out how to understand each other, but I will never treat you like the enemy. I promise to celebrate you, your wins, your achievements, your dreams, your random Tuesday ideas that might sound crazy but might also be genius. I promise to be in your corner loudly and in your corner quietly, whatever the moment needs. And I promise to choose you every single day. Not just on the easy days, not just when love feels like a warm, comfortable thing, but on the days when love is a decision, when it's an act of will, when choosing feels hard. I will choose you on those days too. I know some people don't believe in fate. They think that idea is naive, a crutch for romantics who can't face the randomness of the universe. And maybe they're right. Maybe the universe is random. Maybe two people finding each other is just probability and proximity and circumstance. But here's what I know about myself. I am a man who needs to believe in something, and I choose to believe that the love meant for me, for both of us, is not an accident waiting to happen. It is a destination we are both moving toward, and sometimes the path winds. Sometimes you take a wrong turn and it takes longer than expected. Sometimes you stop at a place you thought was your destination, and it's only after you leave that you understand why it wasn't right. But the journey is still taking you somewhere, and I believe where it's taking us is toward each other. I started tonight by asking you, have you ever loved someone who doesn't even know you exist yet? And I told you that I am that person. I am someone loving a woman I haven't met, preparing for a life with a person whose name I don't know, talking across time and distance and fate and whatever stands between this moment and the one where we finally find each other. And maybe that sounds like too much. Maybe that sounds dramatic or excessive or like something from a movie. But I think we live in a world that has forgotten how to love loudly, a world that treats vulnerability like weakness, a world that says, be cool, don't care too much, protect yourself. And I'm done with that. I refuse to be cool about love. I refuse to protect myself so much that I miss what I came here to experience. I want the whole thing. The ordinary mornings and the extraordinary moments, the inside jokes and the hard conversations, the growing and the changing and the building, the life, the beautiful, complicated, imperfect, real life that we could make together. Future wife, I don't know where you are tonight. I don't know if you're happy or hurting, settled or searching, ready or afraid, but wherever you are, I'm on my way. And I'm asking you for just one thing. Don't leave before fate finds us, because I believe what we could be is worth every day of this wait. Pause. Thank you.